Einstein's IQ was 164.
What's your IQ? You seem like a very, very intelligent man.
You took the IQ like 161, 160.
So obviously you're smarter than me. Is that right?
Albert Einstein's IQ was 164.
What's your IQ? You seem like a very, very intelligent man.
You took the IQ like 161, 160.
So obviously you're smarter than me. Is that right?
Albert Einstein's IQ was 164.
What's your IQ? You seem like a very, very intelligent man.
You took the IQ like 161, 160.
So obviously you're smarter than me. Is that right?
Albert Einstein's IQ was 164.
What's your IQ? You seem like a very, very intelligent man.
You took the IQ like 161, 160.
So obviously you're smarter than me. Is that right?
Albert Einstein's IQ was 164.
What's your IQ? You seem very, very intelligent man.
You took the IQ like 161, 160.
So obviously you're smarter than me. Is that right?
Albert Einstein's IQ was 164.
What's your IQ? You seem like a very, very intelligent man.
You took the IQ like 161, 160.
So obviously you're smarter than me. Is that right?
Albert Einstein's IQ was 164.
What's your IQ? You seem like a very, very intelligent man.
You took the IQ like 161, 160.
So obviously you're smarter than me. Is that right?
Albert Einstein's IQ was 164.
What's your IQ? You seem like a very, very intelligent man.
You took the IQ like 161, 160.
So obviously you're smarter than
Our Einstein's IQ was 164.
What's your IQ? You seem like a very, very intelligent man.
You time I took the IQ, I got 161 on 6
So obviously you're smarter than me. Is that right?
Our Einstein's IQ was 164.
What's your IQ? You seem like a very, very intelligent man.
You time I took the IQ, I got 161 on 6
So obviously you're smarter than me. Is that right?
Our Einstein's IQ was 164.
What's your IQ? You seem like a very, very intelligent man.
You time I took the IQ, I got 161 on 6
So obviously you're smarter than me. Is that right?
Our Einstein's IQ was 164.
Ooh, I'm a monkey. Let me fix that. There we go. And welcome to the Above Average Baseball Show with the King Source. I am the King Source. I'm not sure what is going on over here. Let me see if I can fix this one. What in the world is this? There we go. I'm fixing this live. Sorry, I don't know what happened here. Let's see if we got one in here. No, that's not going to be it. Is it that? No, that's not it. That did nothing. Okay, but we're going to pull it up here. Give me a second. I'm not sure what happened here. I did not change anything. I'll have this fixed momentarily. Don't worry. There it is. Okay, let's get going here. We have a lot to cover. Not as lot as most shows. You do know, those who know me and been following me, that my uncle died this past week. We're dealing with that, so bear with me for the next little while. Probably next week or so. We have the funeral next week, and so yeah, we'll see what I can do next week. But let's get going here. Let's take a look at our agenda. We'll get into the latest on the CBA. We'll talk about Eric Cressy, the Yankees pitching guru, talked to me. He gave me personal advice. We'll get into that. My reports keep getting confirmed, excuse me. And I'll give you the latest on several players. We have stuff to talk about. And then we'll go to our questions and answers section, that last note section. So, the CBA, what is the latest on the CBA? I'm going to check a source right now. Just want to give you the latest information, see if I got anything within the last little while. On the CBA, talk about Eric Cressy, the Yankee pitching. Thank you, Justin. Alrighty, so no new information on what I have here, but is the CBA done yet? No, it's not. Will it ever get done? Can we really say who knows at this point? Can we really say who knows? And by the way, get back on this uncle. He is the patriarch of the family. He was the oldest male living in the family, the oldest of my mom's brothers and siblings. My grandparents passed long ago, so he was patriarch of the family. So now we're dealing with that as well. And then next guy in line is kind of a crazy lunatic, so we'll see what happens Probably pass it on to my Uncle Joel's son, Mike. Let him do it. Anyways, playoffs will be expanded. That has been agreed to. It will go to at least 12 teams, meaning 6 on each side, probably 14. We'll get into that. The luxury tax has skyrocketed exactly as I first reported. It's going to be at least $225 million at first threshold, likely $240. We'll get into that. My info on the players demanding CBT skyrocket, confirmed and being used like crazy. What can I say? I was the first to report the players are demanding that, and everybody's using it. And the MLB brings a genius plan to the table. We'll get into that. So, will the CBA ever get done? Yes, at some point. And there's a reason I say at some point. And as just said, that's exactly it. That's exactly it. The sports networks are starting to get on the MLB. Okay? That is why it's going to get done. The networks, ESPN, Fox, and the others that do these games, they're starting to get impatient. They want this done. They want baseball starting. They're starting to lay the pressure on, so it will be done. When? It's a little bit of a different question, okay? I think it gets done here within the next week, personally. But we've seen Ken Rothwell guaranteed last week. Passan guaranteed the week before that. And it just keeps falling apart. I think it's done this week because they would have canceled enough games to fit the narrative of the owners. That's why I think it's done this week. If they can delay it till this coming next Saturday, they would have been able to cancel enough games, the narrative of the owners gets taken care of. That's why I think it'll be done about 7 days from now. Luxury tax, and that goes with the bottom point I have there. The luxury tax is going up. I'm going to skip playoffs. We'll get back to that. The reason the luxury tax is going up is because the playoffs will be expanded. So all three of these kind of go together. That's why I skipped it, and we'll get back to it. So the owners have suggested, as have the players, okay, we'll do a 14-team playoff, but the luxury tax has to skyrocket to at least $240 million. They have 26 votes in favor of that on the owner's side, so that is agreed to. The players agreed to that unanimously, so that is going to happen. That plan is about locked in right now. Okay? So let me go check on this. I'm going to be checking my sources. This is the time of year you have to keep an eye on your sources. Usually it would be to see what's going on in spring training, not just to get updates if baseball is going to start. Send that back, and I might just screwed over the camera. Let me quickly check it. And I made myself a monkey again. That's the problem with this Snap camera. You hit one key, you can change it to 10 different things. I should turn the hotkeys off. I figured out how to do that just yesterday. I haven't done it, but I figured that out. So, yeah. Breakham, Ken Rosenthal, the MLB and Union will meet tomorrow. Perfect timing to see that. Perfect timing to see that one. So there's an update that. Yes, the owners always wanted to cancel about 20 to 25 games in April. I don't know why. Nobody can figure out why, but they've always wanted to. They get to next week, they can cancel 14. Okay, that might be enough. So they're going to blame the players. They're going to spin it if the players kept it back. So we're going to have a 14-team playoff. And keep in mind, if they're going to a 14-team playoff, 2 expansion teams are coming very quickly. 2 expansion teams are coming very quickly. I believe Orlando and Las Vegas myself. Remember, Orlando's already approved. The Orlando Dreamers. Las Vegas Aces is a team they'll have there. And that is a suggested name by the ownership group in Las Vegas. It's not the permanent name. The group is trying to buy Oakland A's right now. I think they have failed. I think the A's are staying in Oakland, by the way. I think that is happening. I think the city has got that done, so they'll keep that team. The Raiders are gone, but they're probably going to keep that team. So this is actually a genius plan by the owners, saying, okay, we'll give you your higher luxury tax if we get the 14-team playoff. Why do they want a 14-team playoff? The more teams they add, eventually they want to get to 16, by the way. That will happen probably next CBA. The more money the owners rake in, the more money the MLB rakes in. So this is guaranteed. This is going to happen. Nothing will stop this. Keep that one in mind. Let's move on here. Eric Cressy gave me advice. I wonder how many of you caught this. The Yankees pitching guru talked to me personally. Right there. Right there. And I like this because this guy knows elbows. He knows pains, what to expect. That's why I went ahead and asked him that question. I told my UCL years ago. And by the way, the owners, as he just said, they hate Scott Boras. They want to force Scott Boras out of baseball. They do. Because when the owner took a vote, do they believe Scott Boras was his jacking contracts up? It was 29-1, and that one just abstained from voting. That they believe that. So the owners want to force Scott Boras out. Well, you look at this. He told me my elbow, right here, this elbow. I tore the UCL right here about 9.5 years ago at work, a job I was doing. It has never quite healed. I've always had pain in it, but he tells me it shouldn't be much of a problem. As long as I'm not involved in sporting throats that predisposes you to elbow hyperextension, gymnastics, baseball, when you're throwing that ball, every pitch that does that. I play volleyball a lot, and I do get pain in it, but I don't swing a lot with that arm. So this is awesome. I got to talk to Chris a little bit. He tells me my elbow, it's not a big issue. Even if I have a little ache pain there, I don't need to worry about it. That's only part of the conversation, by the way. So that was pretty awesome. Our reports keep getting confirmed, guys. All over the place. My CBA report that the luxury tax is going to go up in exchange for 14-team playoffs. I said that right after that last meeting collapsed, that they're going to do that. Now everybody's using it. I first did link Trevor Story, the Yankees post-lockout. Buster only did that the other day. There's so of them. I can't remember a lot of them. But all over the place going to be confirmed, even in football. What's this tell you? When my report's what's getting confirmed, even talking Jake Stormer, Trevor Story's story. Yeah, story. Okay, that sounded weird. Pardon me, that one was a little off. Wow. It's great. Talk about the right word. Great show. Respect my business. A great kind of high five, basically. That's the way I put it. That's great confirmation of what I'm doing is working. I'm doing great things. But I could put Wrigley Field, any stadium I wanted, up behind me right now. I know people are going to ask about that. I choose Yankee Stadium because it's my favorite stadium in baseball right now of all the stadiums. Wrigley is number 2. I could put that one up there. We'll see. Later on, I may put the others up there, okay? Just throw another stadium up there. We'll see what I do, but yeah. So yeah, all kinds of my reports. My Seiya Suzuki West Coast got confirmed immediately within an hour after I posted it. My Anthony Rizzo to the Cubs got confirmed, but an edit on that one. We'll get to that a little bit later, but I do have an update on that one. Everything. This should tell you I've got good information. We'll get to the question and answer session as well coming up. You can just bomb me with questions and I'll answer as much as I can, if I can. My sources do watch this, so keep that one in mind. Yes, we'll all agree that Scott Boras is an issue with baseball and the owners despise him. We'll all agree on that one. And that was one of my reports that got confirmed too. That Boras was the issue. I was the first. Excuse me. I was the first one to mention Scott Boras was that agent that blew up the deal. I was the first one to report that. And now everybody blew it up. That's the only one that got confirmed. So you need to start paying attention. The TheKingSource has sources. I always did. But this year I've taken it a little more seriously, a little more focused. I'm not just throwing anything I hear out anymore. I'm putting out what I have heard, direct stuff, what I've gotten approved to hear, that kind of thing. So I'm not just throwing anything out now. I've become a lot more focused this year, and we're doing a lot of great work here, the TheKingSource. So let's get to some players here. Trevor Story, what's the latest on him? I first linked him to the Yankees, and now others are. I believe he'll sign with the Yankees in the first 2 days of free agency, just based off what I have heard. And the reason is I believe Carlos Correa is going to the Cubs, and we'll get more into that when we get to Anthony Rizzo, and I'll update on Correa there as well. The reason being, Trevor Story's been a lifetime Yankees fan. He's a Jeter fan. He wants to play with the Yankees, and a big thing for him is he wants to play with DJ LeMahieu again. Only one team he can go to play with him. That is the Yankees. So I think that one is coming as well. Matt Olson, there's not a lot known about him, by the way. About the trade talks. Anything. I was again told yesterday, yes, the Yankees got to what the source would refer to as advanced talks, but not deep enough into those advanced talks to guess if a deal is going to get done or not. The Braves are going to go after him. Especially if there's Freddie Freeman. I expect Braves to go after him. I expect Braves to go after pitching as well. Yes, it was Scott Boras. Yes, and Scott Boras knew the league was negotiating in bad faith all along. That's fact. And that's why Scott Boras blew it up. Well, I wasn't surprised that somebody came and blew it up, and then I knew it was Scott Boras immediately. I just checked my sources and got it. With Matt Olson, there's not a lot known. It's just a lot of beliefs. Like, it's believed the Braves go get him. It's believed other teams will be in on him. It's believed the Rangers will be in on him. But it's known the Yankees were talks for him. I still think they get Anthony Rizzo myself. The Yankees do. They'll settle on Rizzo. Cheaper. They don't have to trade a buttload of prospects out, etc. And they can save guys for a Juan Soto trade later on. So the latest on Anthony Rizzo. Remember I said that the Cubs were one of the teams after him? I am now told this in the last few days, for the second time, that was to force a certain free agent to finalize a deal with the Cubs as soon as the free agency opens. That is Carlos Correa. Remember, the Cubs made an 8-year, $300 million offer to Carlos Correa just before the lockout. They could not do anything with it. Correa was never signing before the lockout. That's not happening. The Story, there was a chance, but Correa was never doing it. And Story, by the way, waited to have the lockout on the Yankees' request. The Yankees could have a chance at him. They asked Seager as well. Seager got offered $315 million. We think he wasn't going to take it. Yeah. Story never got offered anything. He never got an offer pre-lockout. So he has no offers. Teams talked to Story, but never got an offer. Same with Correa, but Correa got 2 offers. Of course, the Astros won and the Cubs won now. And with that, it'll be 2 option years, taken to 360. I think it goes to the Cubs, and the Cubs build the team around him. They have Nico Goodrum. They have Nick Horner. However you pronounce it. They have Patrick Wisdom. They have a young first baseman. They got from the Braves. They could trade for Luke Voigt. The Cubs are one teams that could, etc., etc., etc. The Cubs are building up a pretty good team. They have pitching now as well. You think of Hendricks and Wood, I think is his name. I might be off on that one. Smiley, that he's got from the Reds, and another pitcher. So the Cubs are going to be okay. But with Anthony Rizzo, I think the only reason there was a link to the Cubs, based on what I've heard, is because the Cubs wanted to force Correa's hand to take their deal. And I think it'll work. I think Correa does go there because I'm just not sure any other team's going to go there. Over $300 million for him. Not the Dodgers. Yankees aren't. Yankees sure as heck aren't. If the Cubs offer is finalized, the Cubs finalize that offer post-lockout, Yankees are out. They'll go get Story. So, another one for you. Seiya Suzuki. Even though, remember, I was the first to report he wanted West Coast only, everybody's using it now. Even though that is still true, 100%, the Yankees are going to make a run at him post-lockout. I was emphatically told that by rival executive. The Yankees are still going to make a run at him. They expect the Cubs to make a run at him. We'll see how big. The Mariners, of course, they expect the Braves to talk to him, the Dodgers to talk to him. They don't expect to run there. I think 20 teams will talk to Suzuki, at least 20, but very few are actually going to make a run at him. I think they'll come down like the Yankees, Mariners, Giants, and A's. I don't see the Padres making a run at him either. So somewhere along those lines on those 4. And now a reminder for everybody. Well, we'll get to that in a second. But so Suzuki, I still think ends up with the Mariners. I think he'll be their big get. Just because that Japanese connection, Suzuki and Kikuchi. That's the first to link him to the Mets. That's when they got confirmed. Etc. I think he ends up with the Mariners. So on that one, a reminder, yes, I am still in negotiations with ESPN. This is a long negotiation process. If it tells you anything, Chris Mad Dog Russo took 2.5 years negotiating before it finally showed up on TV. I don't think this will take that long. I think I'll have some conclusions. Some know what's going to happen probably sometime this summer. That's what I believe. It could be sooner. Who knows? You never know with these negotiations. Just a reminder, yes, that the TheKingSource is negotiating with ESPN. I'll keep you updated if I get anything new this next week. We'll see with the funeral and everything. Last notes, and where did that slide go? Supposed to be a slide with that black is saying last notes. I never removed it. Let's see if I can pull that one back up. My goodness. No. Give me a second here. I don't know what's going on with this one. Oh, I already have it there. Okay, we'll just go grab it. It's right there. And it didn't pop up. Okay, let's just grab it again then. This is weird. Where are my slides going? Somebody get on here and mess with this? Oh, no, my computer decided not to work, so I'm going to have to scroll here. Oh, now it's going to work. Oh, wait, right there. It's right in front of me. There it is. Oh, what the? Did it grab it? Okay, good. That's not it. I grabbed the wrong thing. Are you kidding me? Let's just go back over there. Sorry, I hate technical difficulties, but they happen. What the freak is this computer doing? Okay, so you scroll down here. Right there. Got it. don't know what removed it, but yeah, got her back. Alrighty. So we talked about the CBA. We gave updates on a few players. We talked about my reports getting confirmed and other things. Yeah, been a fun show, a little bit of a shorter one, but let's go ahead and get to questions. Anybody have any questions here? Going to throw some questions out. And that was the standings things I had in my article, by the way, for that thing that popped up on the screen there. Yes, I do troubleshoot live. One of the perks being professional in computer tech, I can do the troubleshooting live and get it on there quick. By the way, if I do go live later today for the BYU game, that'll be something where we can just talk. Just a fun talk, asking questions about anything for that one. Just check here with sources, see if there's anything to break. Nothing. Silent. Okay. Just waiting to see if any questions pop up. Check with my sources while I'm at it. Now, something I like to talk about is there are different types of sources, and this is where different things can happen. Okay? There are 5 tiers of sources. Tier 1 sources are the GMs, owners themselves. The best sources to have. I do have a few of those. Guys like Ken Wilson and Jeff Hassan, all their sources, those guys. All of them. That's why they're hardly ever wrong, and they can be accurate in that. Tier 2 sources are the assistants to them. Okay? Yeah, have you noticed that? It's the first one to link Freeman to the Dodgers. Now everybody's talking about it. How about that one? We'll get back to the sources thing in a minute. And that's a great point by Tim Traynor. That's a slap in the face to poor Freddie Freeman. The Braves didn't even make a legit offer. 5 years, $125 million. That's a slap in the face to a guy that should get $30 million a year. If it had been 5 years, $150 million, okay, then we're on par. Maybe we can call Freddie Freeman greedy. But yeah, I do think Freddie Freeman goes to the Dodgers. And that Max Muncy, and I was the first to mention that, he'll move to second base. I was the first one, remember that. It was in my tweet about Freeman. He would move to second base to facilitate this. So, Detroit and Anaheim rejecting the higher CBT is an absolute joke. They're in the biggest markets as it comes. There's over 2 million people in Detroit, and Anaheim's in the same market as the Dodgers. There's about I think about 28 million people within that LA area, within about 2 hours of LA. So they're a big market that gets them rejected. Complete joke. Especially Art Moreno's the 3rd richest owner in sports. One of the Tigers comes in 6th. You have 2 of the top 10 owners, really top 6 owners right there. So that was a complete joke. Tampa Bay doesn't care. They have their system, same with the A's. They don't care about the luxury tax. And they would rather teams be able to spend and play their way so they can prove their system works. With Tampa Bay and Oakland. Miami, they don't care. They're not even trying to win. That's why Derek Jeter left. Okay? There's a complete joke of a franchise. The Pirates, I'm not 100% sure. I think that's just a greedy owner. He just wants to keep his luxury tax money that he does not earn. And by the way, I broke this as well, and everybody's confirming it now. Everybody, even Bassan confirmed this. Hal Steinbrenner's not afraid of paying players. He would have a $280 million payroll if there's no luxury tax every year, without blinking. He's not afraid of paying players. What he's afraid of, and despises with a passion, is giving money to greedy owners who aren't even trying to win. Okay? That's what he hates. That's what he hates. And by the way, if I was the Braves, the offer I made Freddie Freeman was 6 years, about $160 million. Where you're so far into that ballpark, it almost forces him to take it, but you're still near the money you want. So, yeah. Why is that still up? Boot that down. Remember, ask questions now. I hope I can build this up to have over 100 per live. We'll see. And by the way, I did some checking. You know how MOI News TV has about 5,800 people? What if I told you just over 5,000 of those were purchased by MOI News people? And know how John Boy and his people have, I think it's 15,000 per their 8 channels they have now. They're planning to more, but they have 8 channels right now. they buy over 90% of them. Everybody buys some subscribers on YouTube to get past the thresholds. You're making money, and then you can really start attracting people in. Just a little bit of FYI for you. Will I do that? I don't know. I might do just get past 1,000, but if I get up to 5,000 or 6,000, I've only bought 1,000. If I do. Detroit and Anaheim give out a bunch of large contracts last 3 years, so why do they want to end up with less money? That's a great question. To spend for the threshold. That's a great question. For the last 4 years, the Angels have spent almost $2 billion. Now it's spread out over how many the contracts are. You've got Trout, Upton, Pujols, money. Ohtani, the third baseman, whatever his name is, Anthony Rendon. All of them, that's a lot of money. Those are all massive contracts. That's why it's such a joke for Anaheim. With the Tigers, they just brought in Baez. And it is Baez. It drives me nuts to pronounce that Baez. There's no I in that name. It's Baez or Baez. Even Baez works better. And I think where the I comes in, it's Baez, so it kind of sounds like an I, but it is pronounced different. It is Baez, actually, without squeak the line on top of the A. But they brought him in. They've signed others. The Tigers brought in a pitcher. It's a complete joke for them not to have spent. Complete joke. Go for a few more minutes here. Then I'll prepare maybe to go live for the BYU game. We'll see. But I might just put a poll on Twitter, see how many people would be interested in just talking sports to me as we watch, or as I watch the BYU game. I'll have nothing better to do. So, in fact, let's do one here. You can kind of share this with people. And with that, we can talk any subject. We can talk football, anything, and I have sources through NFL, some in the NBA, not as good as others. But yeah, so there's the question. Should be popping up on your screens momentarily. And that should be up for a little while. Where did my background go? Now it shows a car, and that should not have changed. I need to take the hotkeys off and then make it so I can just change them manually. In fact, now I'm going to go ahead and take the hotkeys off. So we're just going to remove all the hotkeys on these just so I can type and stuff without changing the background, and it's set. And that's a pretty cool background that just popped up there, the Yankees baseball. That's a pretty cool one. Wish I could get a Cubs one like that, or some other teams. Now the Yankee ones pop back up. Okay, all those hotkeys are now removed. So I actually have to change those. That's a better idea, a better plan. No, I don't want to move that. Oh, pop that back up. Here we go. Oh, what just happened? What are you doing? Trying to tell me to sign in to Google Chat here. Okay. Give me a second. Oh, I'm having problems remembering the password. Oh, that's my fault. That one was reject. I can't see the chat till I fix this, by the way, so give me a second. I'll get back to the chat. It's not that one. I'll be a little confused, but I will know what to pop in there. Oh, I think we got it. Odd. Okay, can we just get back to the frickin' chat? Didn't want this here. It's not letting me get back to the chat. What the freak is going on here? Pop this. I'll be a little confused, but I will know what to... Okay, I can kind of see that. I almost want to just close this chat thing out. Okay, now I can see the chat. they probably do want to look to save them from themselves. To best way I could put it, make it so they can make excuses, just give excuses to their fans while they're not spending. That'd be the best way I could put it. I cannot see that, so let's pop back over the other one, see if that poll. Okay, everybody says yes on that for now. Look at the stream health, we're good. That's pretty cool. Pretty fun one here. We'll go for another 4 minutes, well, in 3-4 minutes. That Coach Krzyzewski is retiring right after the ACC tournament. If Duke does not get in, it'll be after the NCAA tournament if Duke gets in. And yeah, for those that watch it later, yes, the replay will save. You're going to see me editing live. I wish I could have that fixed beforehand. I didn't know I would have those errors, so. Oh, come on. Going just a few more minutes here. Just waiting here. Let's go. Yeah, the MLB says they need 4 weeks of spring training. They actually do not, believe it or not. They could do it with just a couple of weeks of spring training, mind you, because games played, they could actually use that as regular season games. A couple of those, once they drop players down after 2 weeks. They could. It would be a little bit forced, but they could do that. Pop this back up. We'll end this poll here in a couple minutes, right before I end this show. It's been a fun show. And again, I'm not sure if I'm going to do it next week. It depends on the funeral plans. I can make no promises. The AL East table, it was very close. That's another one of my reports that was confirmed. Sport Track and 4 others use very similar standings to me. Same order. ESPN's same order as mine, different standings. CBS Sports, same thing. MLB Network guys, same order, kind of different standings. The Yankees winning it with a record of 162. And this is if they do go get Story and Rizzo and bring in an outfielder like Suzuki, maybe another one, and get a pitcher. And I put those projections in my standings. I have the Blue Jays finishing second, around 85 wins, and a wild card. I have the Red Sox finishing third, about 78 wins. The Rays right there, but just behind them. And, of course, the O's aren't winning more than 60. Everybody's going to beat up on the O's again. So that's kind of where I have the AL East right now. AL Central, the White Sox winning it, Twins second. That's just how bad the division is. Indians third, Tigers fourth, Royals anywhere in there. I don't know how to project the Royals in that one because they could have a good team. They could have a bad team. AL West, I would go... It's hard to predict because I think the Astros are going to fall down. The A's, I'm not sure they're a championship team where they're planning to self-implode by trading away all these guys. So I'm going to predict... I'm going to say the Rangers come out and win that division, but it's only about 83, 84 wins. That'll be how bad the division will be. Then we'll say the Mariners are going to be finished right by them. Mariners are going to have to have another pitcher to convince me they're going to be up there. Yeah, I have Tampa Bay fourth. And everybody's predicting Tampa Bay fourth. They just think they're going to fall backwards. Remember, no Tyler Glasnow. He won't be back till at least September. You know, how far back they'll be by then. And they traded Joey Wendell, who's the only player that beat up on the Yankees with. He's why the Yankees did not beat the Rays more. He had like 8 home runs and 30 RBIs against the Yankees. So, yeah, Yankees going to probably pull away at the AL East. But getting back to AL West, I'll go Rangers, Mariners, both about 83 wins. Then A's about 78 wins. Astros about 78 wins. And then the Angels, I just do not see them having the pitching to really compete, but I'll have them right at 78 wins. Let's look at the NL East real quick. Going to end the poll. And yeah, everybody said I should be live for the BYU game. That'll be a free talk when we talk about all sports. But getting back to it with the NL East, I think the Braves can take a step back, but I still see them winning. But the Phillies will get closer to them. The Mets going to look closer to them. I do have the Mets now finishing third because the Nationals self-imploded. So the Nationals will be fourth. Marlins, another hard team to predict. They project about a 75-win team in fifth in the division. But the pitching they have, if they add the bats, they want to Nicholas Castellanos. Oh, man, they could win 90. So that's the Nationals or another team so hard to predict, just like the Mariners and the Royals. So there's some hard teams. NL Central, I think the Cubs come out of nowhere and take it with about 85 wins. Cardinals are that bad. I think they'll take a big step backwards. They were not as good as they were last year when they won 90-something games and still finished second in the division. I think the Brewers will take a step back. Even though they should have a healthy Christian Yelich, the 85 to 88 wins for both of them. And the Brewers will be a wild card team as well. Then Cardinals third, Reds fourth, Pirates fifth. Reds aren't beating anybody, let's be honest with that one. The funeral's not till next week, probably Tuesday or Wednesday. I've heard that's when I'm doing the live. I would be able to do this if it wasn't. Yeah, exactly that. And NL West Dodgers, I think, will run away with it again. They're going to be back. They're going to get a starter. They're going to bring in a big bat, Freddie Freeman. They're going to be back. I think they've run away with it, win about 98 games. And the Giants are going to fall off a table. Buster Posey retired. They don't have their catcher. Giants are going to fall back down to the 70s and wins. They haven't even replaced Posey yet. I'm waiting to see what they do. They're one of the teams asking about Gary Sanchez. So Giants are going to fall off a cliff. Padres will be second. I think Diamondbacks could take their Rockies going to be fifth. And then Giants and Rockies. So I'm going to and wrap this one up here. We talked about the everything for the CBA. We updated on players. And where'd that slide go? Oh, boy. Let's fix this one. Let's pop down here. I don't know where these went. I'm not sure what happened. This is weird, guys. There, we got it. Man, somebody been messing with this? Sabotaging me? Got her back. With Seattle, it's purely I don't know if I can trust their pitching. That's where it comes down with the Mariners and a lot of teams. I don't know if I can trust their pitching. I don't know if Mariners have enough. Robbie Ray should be okay. I'll give that one. Robbie Ray should be okay. So this has been a fun show. We talked about a lot of players, everything like that. I will update you next week if I can do the show or not. If I can't do the show, then I'll just move everything I was going to do next week into the following week's show. So I'm not just going to leave you dry. I might even do a show the following Monday. I especially want to make up for it. We'll see. I should be back live here in about 2 hours. 3 hours. It's about 8 p.m. Mountain Time. So it's going to be late. But yeah, I might go a half hour early. So we'll see. For BYU versus San Francisco, I hope BYU can win that game. We'll get more to it on that live, but the NCAA selection process is rigged. I will prove it using BYU. So it's been a lot of fun. Hope you all had a great time. I did. It's been the TheKingSource. Remember, like and subscribe and donate. Have a great day, everybody.